Time now for some sports news. Clubs representing the country in continental competitions next year would bear all sanctions imposed on them by CAF, that's the Confederation of African Football, for late registration for their events. This warning is coming from the Nigeria Football Federation in response to the poor attitude of Kano Pillars, Eyimba, Warrior Wolves and Dolphins to the registration deadline set by the continent's football ruling body. The NFF has ordered the 4 clubs to submit their players' details tomorrow, Wednesday, or face the prospect of disqualification. Pillars and Eyimba will represent Nigeria in the CAF Champions League, while Warrior Wolves and Dolphins will play in the CAF Confederation Cup. Now, the Super Eagles may not have qualified for the Africa Nations Cup for next year, but they will be kept busy by the Nigeria Football Federation, the NFF. General Secretary of the NFF, Musa Amadu, said the federation will utilize the 10 FIFA windows available to organize international friendlies for the national team. Liverpool manager Brendan Rodgers has dismissed talk of dressing room unrest at the club. The Reds lie 11th in the English Premier League table and are already out of the UEFA Champions League, but Rodgers insists that his players remain united. A World Football Governing Body FIFA has dismissed Michael Garcia's complaint of corruption in the 2018 and 2022 World Cup bidding process. The American lawyer was appointed by FIFA to lead investigations following a series of damaging allegations. Garcia insists that his summary was incomplete and erroneous and already has appealed the decision of FIFA. Well, that's in the sports news. The news at 10 continues shortly.
Well, thanks. Over now to the foreign scene, where militants from the Pakistani Taliban have attacked an army-run school in Peshawar, killing at least 141 people, most of them children. Here's Cynthia Are with more.
Well, thanks a lot. In this case, all 6 of the militants who entered the building are said to have been killed, and at least one of them in a suicide blast. However, the army has not declared the operation over. Most of the 500 students have been evacuated, and the attack is being seen as one of the worst so far in Pakistan. Then, one day after the Sydney siege, Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott is asking questions about why the gunman in the cafe was not on the country's terror watch list. He's promised that the government would examine why man Haron Moniz had been on bail and also paid tribute to the 2 hostages who died in yesterday's attack.
This has been an absolutely appalling and ugly incident. That's the only way to describe it, an appalling and ugly incident. Our hearts go out to the families of Katrina Dawson and Tori Johnson. These were decent, good people.
Also today, officials in the U.S. state of Pennsylvania have confirmed that 6 people have been shot dead and at least 1 other wounded in 3 locations near Philadelphia. Montgomery County Police are seeking the suspected gunman, whom they named as Bradley William Stone. They say he may be armed and dangerous. Residents to remain indoors. And that's the foreign news wrap-up. It's back to you now.
Thanks a lot, Cynthia. And the main news again. The President has written to the National Assembly mandating the Finance Minister, Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, to present the 2015 budget to the National Assembly tomorrow. The Supreme Court has dismissed the suit challenging the eligibility of President Goodluck Jonathan to recontest in the 2015 presidential election. And militants from Pakistani Taliban today attacked a school in Peshawar, killing 141 people, 132 of them children. Very sad there indeed. Well, that's the news at 10 tonight. Many thanks for staying with us. Now, coming up in place of our midnight news is the first NDDC forum. Do enjoy that. I'm Ijoma Hunyato. Good night.